One.
This is Brothers Talking Shit, episode 98. I am Me Flesh Man, also known as the Fat Boy.
And I'm Rel, a.k.a. Iceberg Shorty.
That's it.
That's it.
I guess it's
I'm
on.
ready to get straight to it, yo.
It's on cool.
Cool Mike, a.k.a. Dr. Mike, a.k.a. Generational Curse Breaker, a.k.a. 40 Acre Taker. And we the prophetic podcast, some brothers talking shit.
With your cool ass.
Here.
Man, you already know what it is. It's the homie boy Jew, a.k.a. Juice, a.k.a. the Charm God, a.k.a. Mr. Take Yo Bitch. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? I'm just up here rolling. I'm ready to pod.
You know what it is. It's your boy Jay, Big Belly Rude Boy, Big Bearded Bandit, and we coming for you. Don't worry. We ready to podcast.
It's your boy JB, Jordan Boyd. Give it for 9.
All right, man. Let's start with it, man. Rashad, right? Rashad Brooks killed in Atlanta at a Wendy's. But he was sleeping in his car. I guess he was intoxicated. Fell asleep in the drive-thru. They called the cops. Cops came. They did the little procedure, gave him the breathalyzer, all that. Went to arrest him. Got in a scuffle. There was 2 of them on him. He got loose, grabbed the taser, ran away. Cops chased after him. Next thing you know, he shot 3 times, right?
Twice in the back.
Twice in the back.
How y'all feeling about this, man? Let's jump into it, man. Who first?
Hey, what the fuck is up with? Okay, here's my thing. So I was able to watch much of the fucking video. I was able to watch much of it, up until the real altercation point. The problem that bothers me with this one is this: if I see the motherfuckers drunk, why can't I say some shit like this? Hey, man, we're gonna call someone and impound your car, or hey, we're gonna call someone and impound your car. We're gonna get your Uber home, okay? You can go to this address tomorrow and pick up your car. I think that whole situation is eliminated by the fact that they know this dude is drunk. They call for someone to impound the car, or even just say, "Hey, I'll take you home." Just some extra cop shit. It seems like some extra care shit could have happened before they got to that point. Because a motherfucker's drunk. You've seen cops a gazillion times.
Just that's not extra. That's their job. They provide a service. Everything you said is absurd.
Supposed to be regular. Yeah.
I know, but I gotta say it this way because it seems like helping niggas stay alive is a major feat for that cracker out there. So what I was saying was, we're human too. It's okay to just, why didn't he do that? So really, I can't really get past that level of protocol before I really start talking about the other shit, because I feel like the dude he was searched. He allowed that. He didn't. They knew he did. Like, dude, y'all knew this dude didn't have a gun on him. So again, it's so much that happened before we got there for these niggas to pop him in his back when he ran away. Come on, dog.
Listen, that's strictly ego, man. They were embarrassed by the fact that 2 of them couldn't hold this black man down, and he ended up getting away. Right. Now, the thing that jumps out to me in this situation is the fact that we're not talking about a street where it's just them on the street and it's him. We're talking about a popping parking lot. All these people, I'm from the hood, right? And I ain't no criminal, right? But my thought process is, if I was to do something criminal, I'm not doing something criminal in a Wendy's parking lot. You get what I'm saying? So it was like you so caught up in your ego and your feelings and the fact that you feel played that you're going to shoot him right here with everybody stopping, everybody watching. We see what's going on the news. We see what's going on right now. Nothing in these cops' mind said, you know what, with all this going on, maybe how I normally handle the situation might not be the best way to go about it right now. Like it's just like, yo, go ahead.
It's when does the common sense factor, and that's what it really comes down to. Because if you look at a lot of these situations that cops or other, I mean, people that are in the higher authority, positions, when is your common sense? When is that? You may have to do your job and okay, all right, you know what? Let's let him cool. Let's let him calm down before we try to talk to him. Let's let me get another officer. Is there someone I can call? Like you said, to say, hey, can they come pick you up? We'll leave your car here. Your car will be safe here. We'll talk to the owner of the establishment so your car won't be towed. It has to be a common sense factor that comes into that. And again, it's like Lee said that. It's like, oh, let me show who's really the boss. Let me show who's in control of the situation. If you're drunk, I mean, mostly 90% of Americans have been drunk at one time. You're not thinking logically. You're going to be like, you know what? All right, this guy's got something pointed at me. Now, if you wake up in the middle of the night or whatever it is, and someone's pointing something at you and you can't see what it is, you're going to think it's a gun. You think you might get robbed. You're in Atlanta. It can happen. So, people have to start using their common sense, because if you don't use your common sense, then it ain't going to be, it ain't going to be a good situation that comes to it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the bottom line is this. That's why you can't look as like needing a singular leader or nothing like that, because you can get up there and talk about like, hey, Atlanta not built like that. It's different. This is Wakanda, this, that, and the third. And it's not to critique Killer Mike and T.I., because that work is hard no matter what, man. It's hard. It's even hard even if you're doing it at whatever level you think they're doing it at. It's better than not doing it at all. But that's why being up there as the face at the front line for something like this and talk about go home and then go back to vote, and all they do is if they get mad enough they can kill you and shoot you in the back. You know what I'm saying? You posing a non-threat to them or really anybody else at that point, and all they had to do was probably chase him for a couple minutes and they'd have caught up with him because he was drunk. You know what I mean? So like that's just it, man. Like, my belief is it could stop overnight. I still think they could stop killing us with impunity overnight. The question becomes, will they get penalized and all the other things that would come if you do your job poorly? But, like, I don't – gone are the days if we just keep standing for them, shooting people with in these chance or happenstance encounters that shouldn't end in shooting. They should really end in, like you said, a ride home, or at the very least, calling somebody from a cell phone to come get this guy, even if you're being petty, and put the money on it and impound the car overnight. Like you say, like, I mean, come on,
man. I'm sick of talking about this shit, right? And I don't mean it from the standpoint of that I'm becoming numb to it. I'm sick of talking about it in the manner is like it's gonna be a motherfucking revolution, right? And it's going to be a real problem before it won't be, right? Because all of the things that y'all was saying were community things, right? Hey, man, let me get you somewhere. Something that a rational fucking human being would goddamn do. But these cops run around here with a superhero complex, right? You had to save the world from the drunk black guy that was sitting in his car asleep at, you know what I'm saying, at Wendy. Imagine if they took him to sober up and got a burger from Burger King. Oh, my bad. They only do that to people who go into church and murder you know what I'm saying?
9 people, yeah. 9 people, he murdered 9 people. And they take them to Wendy's.
No, he took him to Burger King.
Or whatever.
He took him to Burger King. No. He took him to Burger King. So imagine if you treat the homicidal maniacs with the same motherfucking level of respect that you treat the drunk guy, right? And I was watching. This is one dude on Facebook, right? I caught his video. He's prior military. His name Graham Allen. His videos show up all the time. You probably seen the white boy, right? Oh well. He ran off with the taser, and I watched the whole video, and you see Rashad turning back, pointing the taser at him. Do you know what it's like to be tased? What? Like, so the cops are the only ones that can tase people, and they are the only ones who feel when it happens when people are being tased. So at that point, I just cut it off. Like, your logic is stupid, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, no one wants to be tased. Right?
Like,
it doesn't feel good to anybody.
They know what the feeling is because you have to be certified to put the taser in your hand or any other weapon or instrument, from OC spray down to the taser, to even a baton. Everything they have to go do classes for, right? The worst that can happen to you is you just killed somebody and he lost his life. So out of the two of y'all, no one thought like, oh, let's use the other taser, or let's hit him with a baton, or something else that is non-abrasive where this guy ain't got to die.
Well, let the drunk nigga, let us catch up with his drunk ass later. You got the fucking.
He left his fucking car. Like, you know where he lives.
Where's he gonna go? Where's he gonna go?
Come on, like, come on. No critical.
And it's like round
he
said,
offered to walk. He offered to walk. You could have let that man. You could have gave him a ticket. You could have towed the car, and you could let him walk home, bro.
My thing is, all of these.
If you wanted to be pet, if you wanted to invite, like arresting them is really only to get money. Like, if you wanted to invite the money exchange, ticket them in the right, do all that kind of stuff. You ain't had to, now you killed them. Now you see we on some different shit. Now your life fucked up.
But see, the thing is, these are the guys who was pussies in school because two of y'all couldn't take his ass down. So you go put you a badge on, you think it make you tough. And that's what you feed off of. It feeds your ego. It gives you adrenaline and all that. So in the parking lot, he embarrasses you because two of y'all who should be able to easily handle the situation, he really just muscled y'all. And
why do you say that, yo? There's no requirement to be Mike Tyson if you're a cop. You can't fight. You can't fight.
But no, but don't got listen, bro.
Gun, taser. It don't matter. Yeah,
I understand that. They don't understand it.
Oh, they do. That's why
they know. Hey, Neef, I'm gonna tell you.
No. It's the shock value of the fact that he got loose, and that ego and that emotion.
But
I agree with you.
Neef, that's fair. Like, that's fair, right? But so I went through that process here, with Baltimore City, right? And as I was going through the process, the thing that's most upsetting to me, is, for one, is very, very in the demographic of the people who were applicants, active applicants in the Baltimore, like trying to get into the police department, weren't natives of. Most of them weren't natives of Maryland. Like 2/3 weren't natives of Maryland, right? Damn sure wasn't natives. 80% of them, 85, maybe 90% wasn't natives of Baltimore City, right? And about 90% of them had military background. So you putting these dudes fresh out of whatever service, whatever form of military service that they serve, in quote unquote urban war environments, right? That look similar to some shit that they was trained to do. When you put these motherfuckers on the streets, it don't matter if they was a bitch in high school or not. They was trained to kill in the military. So all they know, if it's not. So my thing with it is like, why every interaction is fight or flight? Why isn't it let's de-escalate, right? Let's bring this.
Because they don't even know. Like, so they don't even know it in their own lives. They don't know how to do it in their personal relationships. They damn sure don't know how to do it in their workplace. It's fairly obvious. You ever see these dudes come in like they fucking Ray Lewis, and like the shit don't even warrant that? There's an Indian chief just got tackled in Canada, and he older. And the motherfucker came in like he was the water boy or some shit. And you're like, yo, this shit ain't, what's wrong with you? they might really, some shit might be really wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I believe that
Like,
our
white
law
men do
enforcement
that.
should have mental health evaluations, man, routinely, if not yearly. Because, like you said, Jordan, regular hood dudes got PTSD from growing up in the hood, so those triggers are still there.
They did not. So I went through the polygraph process, right? So they denied me because they'll ask you, do you know anyone that's ever sold drugs? Do you know anyone selling drugs currently? I'm not telling nobody. Not prior to me getting a job. Like, I'm not doing that. Cause y'all not gonna protect me. Y'all not, like, if I don't get this fucking job, y'all not gonna protect me if the shit's out in the street, you feel me? But they'll take a motherfucker from Kentucky, bring his ass here to Baltimore City. He ain't never been around no niggas. Only niggas he been around was when he was in the military. He ain't fuck with them then.
Real talk.
You putting him in the street in Baltimore City where all he ever heard Freddie Gray, fuck the police, da 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 da. And the first chance he get, he either gonna fucking beat the shit out of a motherfucker or kill him.
But it's a lot to unpack what you just said, Jordan. I'm gonna go back to what Neef said. Then I'm gonna get to that. Okay, I've been around white men that, like, you could tell they don't hang with niggas, and as soon as they get around you, it seems like they try to show how much they belong there or how equivalent they are to you. I know y'all have experienced that, you know what I'm saying? I think especially the more darker complected you are, because they feel like that's just the blackest and most aggressive. So they kind of already come in with this aggression, whether we want to admit that or not. That's what it is. So you get to a situation in the Wendy's parking lot, it ain't only that I fucking got my ass beat, but this motherfucker I view as a killer, aggressive. I also feel like I need to be just as aggressive or more aggressive to show this motherfucker that I'm better. And that's how you get into that situation there. Jordan, what you're talking about, I think is a community issue across the board. Like, I don't think we have enough of us from our neighborhoods becoming police officers. And you know what? I'm pretty sure there are barriers there that, like you just said, do you know somebody currently selling drugs? Motherfucking most black people know somebody currently selling drugs. Why the fuck are we gonna tell you some shit? I'm not giving them
Is
no
that a
fucking
rhetorical
names. I don't give
question,
a fuck
though?
what you talking about.
Ain't Snoop selling drugs? Like, what do you mean? Do I know somebody? Like,
but like, dog, yeah, like, dog, we can lose our fucking lives. Like, dog, that's no snitching shit is real on so many different levels. Not only that, that's not my motherfucking business. Like, white people are nosy like that. They want to know what's going on when they doing fucked up shit too. Hey, side note, y'all see how that chick, they found the remains of them kids in that lady house?
What lady? What happened?
No,
The Idaho kids, them kids that were
they found the bodies?
yeah, they found the bodies on the property of the nigga she was fucking with or whatever. Like, this the kind of shit they're doing, but we're just glazing over it as though it's a Lifetime movie. Nigga, what the fuck? Y'all killing niggas for doing nothing. And y'all not saying shit about these psychotic motherfucking Netflix made-for-TV movie-ass white people.
They've been on a run for 6 months. Not even on a run for, like, fake. They was on a play run. Like, they was out on vacation, like, having a good time. They wasn't hiding. They killed their kids in their backyard and went on vacation.
So
it was a couple things that I saw out of this. I forget what state, if San Francisco, some city, talk a bit about how they're going to try, maybe Minneapolis and San Francisco, going to abolish and defund the police. And one of them, between the two, is said they're going to do some kind of system where they unarmed and basically, kind of play to that scenario where we talked a bit about what would happen if we had a police force that didn't look like armed dudes. So somebody else mentioned how right now police are asked to do a lot of different things. They're asked to be social workers, caretakers, all these different things. They shouldn't really be the same people showing up at a long shift with a gun, handling no drunk dude that just need an Uber ride home. You know what I mean? So I can agree and see, sit down with that. But I do know one thing, man. Just, again, keep killing us with impunity. Nobody going to jail. That shit can't rock. So all the money stops. I'm all right, but all the money stops until that shit over with.
Like, so I had an experience similar to that brother, right? So I got locked up for, I didn't know my license was suspended. I got locked up. So in the process of like them taking me, you know, they taking me out the car. He already run my license and everything. Taking me out the car. He telling me what's going on. I'm not resisting or nothing. But like I'm 6'1". Unfortunately, I'm a little over 200 pounds of shit.
6'4".
I'm not 6'4".
Go ahead.
So and keep in mind, I'm complying. I never bucked up or nothing. Little Asian dude, he get out the car right there on fucking at the 695 exit on Ricerstown Road, was at Pikesville and like where the Target is. He get out the car and you know he like trying to put the cuffs on me. My hands are behind my back. So he's like, relax, don't resist. And I'm like, I'm not resisting. You just a little man. Hey, tiny man. Like, relax.
All right, chill out, little buddy.
My arms behind my back is not a natural fucking thing. Like, you putting them cuffs on, my shit going to tense up. It hurts, you little motherfucker.
Yo, it's like they think of us. Every black man they come across, it seems like they think of us like we are Mike Tyson or something, or like we're just, you know, there. It's like being like the whole Jamie Foxx whose pit is this when Mike Tyson walk in? You get what I'm saying? They look at us like all of us are just some extremely muscular, strong, tough thugs.
One of the most
Every single black man they come across, that's how they feel.
One of the most effective things that come out of slavery, right, was the dehumanization of actual human beings, right? So that narrative that was established 400 plus years ago, us being animalistic, physical specimens that were physically superior but mentally inferior, right? That narrative has been able to sustain for 400 plus years. So all they see is less than human first. Like even back to when we talking so cool about the doctors going through their interviews and shit, like when they about to go out into their fucking their residency, and they telling like, well, you know, you're not supposed to do this to a black person because they can't feel that. That shit has been told for 400 years. So like you said, they pulled off the greatest trick because to everybody, we less than human. Like from jump, no matter what.
We less than human. It's like we less than human, but then we superhuman. Like
exactly. I'm about to say that. Damn.
Superhuman at the same time.
Because they when they look at us, they say, all right, this dude right here, he cannot be. For me personally, they're like, oh, he can't be this. Then they heard me talking like, oh, he's pretty smart. He's cop strong. How are we going to handle him? Yeah. Can you put your hands behind your back, sir? No, I can't, really. I'm like, right. You cuff me. You got to put 2 cuffs on. Oh, you're resisting. No, I'm just not going in 1 cuff because my arms don't do that no more. I did that when I was a child. I can't do that no more. So when they realize that we're stupid human, and boy, that's when that conflict comes in where, oh, what are we going to do with them? You know what I mean? So,
hey, Jay, the motherfucker, that whole experience, that motherfucker called backup. I ain't do nothing. Keep in mind, I ain't scream at him. I ain't do nothing. But he was probably like, man, he might have been like 5'3". He was little. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even bucking at him. I'm like, yo, you got the gun. Like, you could do your thing on me. Like, I'm good. Like, I didn't know my shit was suspended. Like, let's go. Take me to let's get this over with.
Right. Go ahead, take me downtown.
Give me my blanket. I want to lay down.
Hey, yo, can we speak on the I don't think we talked about the Breonna Taylor thing. And I'm curious what y'all feelings is on that. I know it's
what the fuck? That's my feelings.
Hold on. I apologize to the people who look to us for that, you know, be on top of our shit. We haven't got a chance to address that. And
I mean, it's been so. First off, let's say this: she's not the only one. I think there was someone else too. There are several of these things happening, bro. So we haven't stayed abreast of everything because I do remember there was another one. That's not where the cop was looking through the window and shot the chick, huh? That's an issue. Like,
it's a different one.
You have different ones, okay? So what's my thoughts on Breonna Taylor? what the fuck? That's my thoughts. Again, it's like, how do you not have an internal investigation of some sort? Where is the regulation that could examine a situation of that extremity and say, hey, you are wrong. You're going to be like, where is that regulatory system? And that's the issue here. So you can fucking just go in and do some old. First off, let me say this. Some of these cases, bro, it doesn't even matter what color they are. The fact that it's black people adds to our suspicions. But the situation with her, if she were it doesn't matter, bro. You killed someone in their home that didn't have to be like murdered off of a suspicion of a motherfucker being there that wasn't there, that's in jail.
That's never been there.
That's the second one.
Right? He's the live there, right?
Yeah. But that's the second. Like, so you had Brianna first, and then right after Brianna, and then all in the same city, you had David McAtee, who had the barbecue spot, and then they killed him. And he was offering free meals to the police. He was like, if you're a law enforcement officer, you can get it. And he ends up getting killed by the police. So it's like, obviously somewhere in their training, you know, I mean, and for the people who haven't been in Louisville or the West End of Louisville, it can get, you know, a little rambunctious sometimes. So, you know, I understand it's calling for, you know, some type of gun.
So it made
me personally, if I have a weapon in my hand, I have to see where I'm shooting. No matter if someone's shooting in a crowd or if someone's shooting right at you, you have to have an eye on your target. And obviously, people are just busting in houses and pretending they're back in Iraq and clearing rooms and then just keep moving forward. Because there's no way that you're going to bust in somebody's house like Breonna Taylor, who's probably, you know, she was a paramedic. Probably 9 times out of 10, he's even got her uniform on or her uniform is close by. And you're going to say, oh, that's the person we're looking for? Or she looks like she's going to do something? There's no way. So,
they asked her mother, do you know anybody who would have wanted to hurt Brianna?
Hold on.
Trying to get some shit to cover it up. Like,
they asked her mother, they asked her mother, did she think that the boyfriend did it? Or like the boyfriend, they tried to put it on the boyfriend or insinuate that he had something to do with it.
They arrested the boyfriend.
It wasn't until like a bunch of unrest that they let him out of jail. Bruh.
They fucking dirty, yo. So what? No knock raids, no knock warrants. It was the wrong house.
Yeah,
that shit was on something where they blew the guy's door off the hinges, and some other shit like that. Shit happens a lot. You know what I mean? So, it begs the question when they were talking a bit about trying to update or redo the police force, right? And they talk about training. You're not gonna get no Saturday afternoon classes, no training, and revamp how these motherfuckers. That shit ain't finna. So I really want to know that unarmed people going. I'm fine. Like that shit about to be wild. That the unarmed people are better than fucking armed. Is my shit messed up?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But no, that's what I'm saying. Like, so for the David McAtee shooting, right? So someone came into the crowd and shot off. The Louisville Police Department and they say the National Guard or whomever was down there, soldiers, fired back. All right. So the first thing is, as a soldier or any type of military branch, you have to have positive identification before you can let a round go down range. All right. So, I love it how they talk to, they put it on the branch of the military or something like that. But the fact remains that your training should come to effect. If someone shoots one round off, and it can go in there, just that round has to come down. But if you don't know who shot it, you cannot shoot. You shouldn't shoot. That's what I'm saying. But obviously, it's the complex of, all right, someone's shooting. Let me return fire in the direction I think that it's coming from. It's wrong. So now we got to, they have to be accountable for their actions. So that's where it's coming down to. At the same time, we're not going to keep standing and saying, "Oh, you killed my brother, you killed my dad." You know, it's going to be enough in this country, and like Earl said earlier, it's going to get worse before it gets better. So, you know, I said it a couple episodes before. If you're an African American male or woman or whatever else, I don't know, whatever, you know, and you have the legal right to carry a weapon, no matter what state you're in. You need to get it, because right now it's like the Wild Wild West. I mean, because
Let me ask you.
You never know.
Let me ask you this, Jay, because to me, I dig that, right? That makes sense. But damn, dog, to me, having a gun, every black man having a gun, they really gonna be blazing. They really gonna be shooting niggas. They shooting niggas without no weapons. They got, listen, you got 2 weapons. You got you got like 3 weapons. You got the billy club, you got a taser, you got a gun. And he don't got nothing, a black man don't got nothing, and you still kill him. So, you know what I'm saying? They really gonna be killing niggas. Not saying that I'm going against what you're saying, but you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I won't say it really puts a target on you, but you know, so last time I got pulled over, you know, I said it before. When they run your license plate, unless it's a rental car, when they run your license plate, say, you know, it should come up saying, you know, yada yada yada, concealed carry Florida, concealed carry Jersey, Maryland, wherever it's at. So you know, one of that first questions, hey sir, do you have any weapons in the car? I do. Where's it at? I got one on my hip. I got one in the back seat. Whatever it may be. But you know what I'm saying? That's one of the first things that I say if I get pulled over. Yeah, how you doing today? So just to let you know, I am carrying. I am licensed. And when I don't even give it a question. I don't even give it a chance to get out of hand. When they ask for my my license registration, you get license registration. You get my military ID. You get my conceal. You get my VA card. I'm giving 25 IDs before. Yes, it's gonna make things harder, but at the end of the day, the way things are going, we have to protect ourselves. If we don't protect ourselves, you never know. And if we're not watching out for each other's, you know, I can't remember who said it last time, where we need to hold these cops accountable. You know, hey, you know, you're getting out of hand right now. And if, let's say, 3, 4 of us see one of us getting it, I'm gonna draw it down. Like, hold up. I'll take that charge. Oh, you drawing a law enforcement officer, you know, but I'm not gonna just sit there and say, oh yeah, it's right what you're doing, then letting somebody get hurt or killed.
But can I point out something too though? Let's also be fair and say this. These interactions that have happened are not under normal circumstance. Even under the normal circumstance, you're gonna face some pressure. You could possibly face some racism. But, you know, when I was just mild, kept my hands up, did what the motherfucker said, even though they could have blew my fucking head off, you know, I usually got away from them situations. By all means, I'm not saying that that's the case for everybody. Just do what you're told. I'm just saying I understand I'm dealing with an animal. I try to be, you know, as relaxed as I can be, you know, and to not fucking get killed. So I think for the most part, even if you were to say, hey, I have a weapon, or they see that you're licensed, I don't necessarily know if that's going to warrant them killing you. I think the issue comes in when it's not resisting. It's when we just acknowledge the things that aren't cool. Like, hey, you got me out here for a certain amount of time. Why? Or why did you even pull me the fuck over? Why did you prevent me from getting to my point of destination? Or what the fuck was I doing so bad that took things up to the level that it went to? And that's usually the issue. When we question the fuck shit that's going on, that's when they get more aggressive. And that's not fucking cool. That's not cool at all. You know what I'm saying?
You know, as you just said, in my personal experience, right, when it came time for them to even question you and you know, or even talk to you, and once you acknowledge that you're carrying and conceal, I mean, I can't say no. There's been a few times where they've been like, all right, well, I need your weapon. I'm like, I'm not handing you my weapon. But 90% of the other officers that I dealt with were like, okay, well, you know, obviously he's a law-abiding citizen because he can't, you know, he wouldn't carry without it. So the situation dictates from that. So, say it depends on the area you're in. It depends on where you're at. Maryland is one of those states, like, you have to, it's so hard to get stuff in Maryland that it's just ridiculous. But I really think that every African American, male or female, they need it. Like, you need to take that course to learn to carry your weapon, because if you don't, then you never know. I mean, the way 2020 has been and the way this world is, these guys and girls and people, they're not thinking logically. They're not sensitive to your needs. They're worrying about fear and anything else. So if you are, here for your life, you have to do what you have to do sometimes.
Let me ask y'all this. Is communities living police-free possible? Is this something possible? We keep hearing that, getting rid of or changing up how police is. Is this something that's truly possible?
Hell
No,
yeah.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't
Got
think
two
so.
different answers.
Hell
No,
yeah.
because
I think so.
I think you should have, depending on the community, they should have a representative for that community, right? So let's say you live in whatever else community, and I'm that representative. Oh, we've had a couple break-ins. It's pretty much like you living in an HOA, where whoever the head of the HOA, they're gonna get all the emails and everything like that. So they need to, or a certain cop that, as they said back in the day, walk the beat. So if you see this face every day, then yeah, it could be possible. But I mean, really, no, I really don't think so.
I don't think it's possible, because one thing, I don't want to see vigilante shit come up. I don't want to see no shit like that.
Oh, that's the next iteration, bro. Like, we've seen it. I'm telling you, some motherfuckers having a meeting right now, and I don't know that for sure, but what I'm saying is that shit happening, Juice. But go ahead.
Well, what I'm saying is, I think I get that for the most part, especially if it continues the way it's going. But what I'm saying is, I would want to see some sort of system in my community by people who look like me that could help police it. Because we still got niggas that like doing dumb shit. We still got white people that like to bury their kids in their fucking backyard. So it's like, we gotta still have a system in play to take care of those people. That's the only type of reason we should even have a criminal industry, is for hardened criminals. I think things like selling drugs, shit like that needs to go somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? So I think you can definitely minimum, or you can, make the police department minimal. I don't think you need as much of it as you do, but I don't want to see it necessarily go away. The idea.
So that's I mean, I could rock with that. I could get with that, like, but that's what they talking about. Like, policing as we know it is some bullshit, made up bullshit. Like, they allow white supremacists and natural cultural biases to permeate law enforcement systems throughout this country, and it resulted in the numbers we see. Us disparagingly getting killed and murdered and stopped and all of that, even though the crimes parallel each other's and people of other races. That's bullshit. Change all of that shit. So how maybe I misspoke or overspoke when you say, can policing not exist? I don't really want it where I'm just responsible necessarily, but I damn sure don't want to fucking feel fearful when I'm riding and the police lights, the police is ahead of me or behind me. Why the fuck do I feel fearful? Maybe because people sometimes get stopped and then die out of that traffic stop, and it ain't got nothing to do with what you was doing, illegal or otherwise. Maybe that's why. So if I knew somebody was out without a gun, or there was some other shit that was popping or going on, then that's probably okay. But like, again, as it status quo, I ain't with that shit.
So let's unpack that one a little bit before we move on. Is that all right, Neef?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
So policing as an idea, right? And I'm not even gonna play like this with my brothers. If I walk out my house and my neighbor decides to shoot me, there's not a cop in the city that could have prevented that, right? As I drive down the highway, whether I'm doing 75 or I'm doing 175, what the fuck is that cop gonna do other than give me a goddamn ticket? Right? I may get in an accident, I may not. But none of that shit has proven to stop accidents from happening. The Autobahn is an goddamn mileage restricted road that has less accidents than we do. So when I see a lot of stuff in America here, it's a part of our infrastructure solely because motherfuckers need jobs, right? Yep. We don't cure shit. We don't fix shit. Street light cameras all around the city now just to catch a motherfucker to get a ticket to infuse some money into the city. Now motherfuckers been home for so long, you're going to be getting tickets going to be every fucking where all summer long because guess what? That revenue they was looking for ain't there, right?
That's a good ass point, bro.
Because motherfuckers ain't been on the road, right? So and when you think about the cop, like it's not going to stop any conflict. If there was more opportunities and jobs, you can't grow poppy seeds in Cabrini Green or Lexington Terrace or, you know what I'm saying, North Central Philly. Right. And damn sure ain't no Smith & Wesson goddamn
factories
in Cherry Hill. Right? You know what I'm saying? Or motherfucking Nicetown. Right?
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about you. Some motherfuckers are made everywhere in Houston and shit. I don't know. They might have a good spot in South Park.
It's Texas, nigga.
But I really say all that to say is, yo, it don't matter. So I'm all right without that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you helping or preventing? Like, what has a cop done for you? Right? If somebody break in my house or my car right now, I'm going to call, you know what, they're going to take a report. Some cities, they like, yo, buy your shit online. But the person I really want to talk to is my insurance company. Right?
Oh, listen, you're going to wait about 3-4 hours for the motherfuckers to show up.
Bro, I don't need them to show up.
I'm just saying,
all I want, you don't understand what I'm saying to you. All I want is my stuff back. And the cops can't help with that. That's my
I definitely say carry, man. Like you should have a gun for the fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? Protect yourself. If every family protects themselves, then to that point of, you know, less police, then yeah, you know what I'm saying, that works. Or we know the neighborhood and we see, you know what I'm saying, we protecting each other. We see somebody going in that house that ain't supposed to be there, look suspicious, and hey, you know what I'm saying, you get popped.
Is that really realistic? I mean, like I remember, like coming up
after a while, that shit.
Hold on, listen. Coming up, when I was a young boy coming up, I always talk about this. It takes a village. It was villages when we was kids. People who could check you. It's not like that no more. People don't care about each other neighborly. I'm even guilty of it. It might be one neighbor I wave to. You know what I'm saying? The block I grew up on, you knew everybody. You know what I'm saying? We was all one community. It's not like that in the black community no more.
It's not like that because we make it like that.
Right,
we are the generation that said, don't say nothing to my kids. That's us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's a fact.
That ain't nobody's fault but our own. You know what I'm saying? So, like, don't say that to my kid. You don't know them. That's the most. Never mind.
We the generation that was going up that started the parents going up to the school and fighting teachers and shit.
Now, was that our generation?
Yes.
Yes.
First grade, my teacher could still hit me with a ruler.
Yes.
We talking about 86, 87.
Yeah, that shit ain't popping out back then, dog.
No.
I
don't
think it's our generation, bro.
I got popped, and I'm the youngest, so I know that it was. Now after me, all right, yeah. I'm telling you, the problem is that it went like the whole country went to the left. Like anybody that's younger than me, I consider soft because you didn't like. Oh, I'm gonna call Child Protective Services because you threatened me. I got threatened by my neighbor, my babysitter, my teachers. You know what I'm saying? And look how we are today. Like it's principles and everything else into us, and we made structure. You say that shit nowadays, and it's like you gonna be going to jail. Like, oh, you can't say that to your kids. You can't. Like they soft. So I think the country has gotten soft, but they still want to instill the same old values that back in the day, and they haven't updated. So if they once they updated and they update their terms, and along with the police department, you have to update with everything else. Everything has to be updated. You can't be going off of laws and regulations that's written for 1990 when Baltimore was the #1 capital of murders. You got to update that to 2020. So all these laws is written for guns. All these laws is written for everything has to be updated.
Like I seen my cousin tell her brothers, "Don't say nothing to my son," and her brothers ain't like no knuckleheads. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't like. It's different, man.
Hey, do mom say that shit or do dad say that shit?
No, my homies can say something to.
Okay, so my point is, here I go, guys. Fuck! It's these black bitches. They get these babies, they buy themselves with them, and they say that ignorant ass shit. Oh, don't say nothing to my baby. Or they going up there patting their head, want to fucking get into it with the goddamn teacher when your kid is bad, man. He don't want to fucking listen. He don't want to do shit. You know why?
He don't listen to her.
Do that
he don't listen to her.
Exactly.
No, but
they're
see,
not
no,
doing
listen.
that shit at home.
They feed these kids it's the wrong shit getting fed to these kids. When you got your little 2-3-year-old saying cuss words or singing every song on the radio when they cussing, oh, that's cute. Look at him. Let me take a video and post it on all the social media. When you encourage this type of behavior that's not for a kid, it's a bunch of kids in a lot of grown-up conversations, a lot of grown-up situations. If I'm having a conversation, don't say nothing about my conversation. You better sit there and be quiet and act like you don't know what's going on. Don't interrupt my conversation.
You better not even be around. Like if we're all sitting there talking, you know,
going around.
When we grew up, and like again, I'm the youngest. We grew up, you would get this look right here. That walk the fuck away, like.
That's a lucky one, because you might have caught that backhand. You lucky if you got the look. You might have just caught that thing.
Because it was fucking order there, man. It was fucking order.
Exactly what I mean, Juice. There's no order because they want to put rules and regulations of what you can say to your kids, right? So with that being said, and if they rules and regulations, then they tell your kids, hey, if your mom and dad says this, or you feel like they spanked you too hard, call this number right here. Somebody will come.
I don't think that's it. I think it's not enough dads around because I don't have any of these fucking issues in my house. I mean, what the fuck I say goes. Like, I don't have any problem. Nobody's gotten scared and
but you have order.
What I'm saying is,
but see, you know what?
Understanding.
If you do it from the womb, the physical stuff won't be that necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You might have times when you got to jump in that bag. You know what I'm saying? But if it's from the womb and you establish it from the womb, this is how it's going to go around here. By the time they get to that point, it should. Don't get me wrong. It might be a here and there situation. It shouldn't be a thing where they're getting beat every day if you're doing it right from when they're young bucks. What kills me with people is people be like, oh, he's only or they're only. It's things you can teach a kid that might not be. It's little things that you can teach them in the household that's getting them ready for when they get older. That's getting them ready for when they're adults. You know what I'm saying? People act like you're going to wait till they're 12 and then all of a sudden you're going to throw all this stuff at them now and they're going to be able to just adjust to it. No, it's steps you got to take when they're young, little things. I got 2 5-year-olds running around here and they got their own playroom. I do not clean one thing in there. My wife does not clean one thing in there because that's not how it's going to go. So when they're 12 and 13, we're definitely not going to have an issue because we established this early.
But imagine this though. Imagine what you just said. It's you and your wife. It's 2 people. To run kids, to run a family, it takes a lot. So imagine it's a chick. She got 2 kids, 3 kids. It's just her. She has to work. She has to figure out all that on her own, on top of trying to find out if she can get some dick or not, because that's going to be on her mind too. She can't fucking do that. She can't raise a child that way. So that's how you get a motherfucker that's talking back. That's how you get a motherfucker that when she do get upset, she beating the shit out of him. So yeah, he don't want to get the shit beat out of him. Like, we gotta acknowledge that part though.
But hold on,
you gotta black people.
If you go to with Rel, like Rel talk about how how old were you walking or catching the bus and doing all this stuff at a young age?
6.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like I was, you know, it was certain. It's a fear. I think it's more than that because even when there's not two parents in the house, I feel like you still can establish certain things. I get what you're saying, Juice. But in the same token, my mom, for the most part, was a single mother, and there's certain shit that I just knew what came with. You know, I knew not to do it. We knew not to answer the door. I don't care if she at work 8 hours, you at home 8 hours, guess what? She got this food right here. This is y'all gonna eat, and then she got the neighbor coming to check on y'all, make sure y'all good. But I've been there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about you fellas. I'm pretty sure y'all have. You know what I'm saying? It was established, so it was single moms that was still had that, you know, set that.
I think that generation was just tougher too, because like even for myself, even with having both my parents, I remember me often because they worked being home by ourselves. Like we had food left, or we had to cook it, or you know what I'm saying, we knew not to answer the door. Shit, we knew what to do or who to call if some shit popped off. That's just because that was all the responsibility we had to have. In a generation now where it's just a cell phone, you can get entertained from this shit. Everything's simpler, everything's easier. People are doing things quicker. People are getting information a lot sooner. There's no need for that shit. So again, you know what I'm saying? You could just, and then you have the mentality and ideology of, hey, I can be anything I want to be and nobody's going to fucking stop me. I can just do whatever the fuck I want to do because it's my right to do it. You know, don't get it fucked up. It's, you know, we got racism going on to the far, far right. And then to that far, far left, it's a lot of pussy ass shit going on that I don't fuck with. That's a part of our psyche. So people just doing what the fuck they want to do. You have so much access to do so many fucked up things. Like, bro, scramble porn was a thing. Like, we used to be like, damn, like, oh, I saw a titty. Like, that was a thing. Now you can get on your fucking phone and go see some pussy right now and probably buy you some. Like, a 12-year-old kid can do that. I'm not saying do that, by the way. I'm saying it's terrible. Like, you shouldn't be able to do that. So just, you know, I don't want anybody to be like, he's it. Nah. But it's like, dude, it's like everything, they have so much access. When we was coming up, we had to kind of like get that access. Like,
you had to really want it. You had to have a drive to go get that shit.
Yeah.
Not to drive like physically driving, but you had to go through obstacles and
to get that shit, nigga.
But the access has made things so much easier, honestly, and better for everybody. My kids ain't had a key in about 5 years, right? I literally can unlock my door from anywhere in the world, right? So like I can call them, I can FaceTime them. There's a cell phone in probably all of our kids' hands, right? You know what I'm saying? There's a, hey, what's up? You know, I'm here. That's never like, I can track them.
Your doorbell ring. You can see what the fuck going on in front of your house.
Yeah. And if you really about it, you can have 360 view going around your house with motion, right? You know what I'm saying? You could have all of these things happen that could make it and make your life easier and better, right? And I tell people the only thing that's changing the world to me is the internet, right? That's it, right? Apps became a thing, cell phones became a thing, and the internet rules them all, right? So I mean,
you see how people freaking out right now. People freaking out because they don't have service today. They are freaking out because they can't. You know, you can't call nobody right now. Like, they're trying to figure out, like, oh, my service is down. What am I going to do? So they're so dependent on technology. They haven't realized or haven't experienced without being technology. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure most of us. I know me personally. I lived with no lights before. So it's like, what am I going to do? Go to sleep?
Right.
Hopefully when I wake up,
nigga, go buy some candles, nigga. Shit.
Right, but 15 years from now, there won't be a person around who knows the world without a cell phone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, there won't be a thing. Right? I barely remember T9 texting. You know what I'm saying? Barely. Right, barely remember it. If somebody put a fucking flip phone in my hand right now, I would fucking probably have a goddamn heart attack. Like, get that shit off my hand, dogs.
Know what fucked me up? I was on Twitter. They was talking about PS5 might come, the PlayStation 5 might come all digital. Y'all niggas still buying games? Like, y'all still buying like
Some
CDs for
people are.
games.
Physicals.
Dog, it's been years since I bought. It's been like at least 3-4 years since I bought a game physically. I ordered that shit and downloaded. Like that shit is crazy.
It's obvious that our life will get better. Like our life gets better with this technology. But to whom much is given? God damn. You know what I'm saying? Like
I won't even say it's better. I think it's
All
more
I'ma say,
controlling.
y'all
I think
talking
it's
some
more
good shit.
controlling than better.
Y'all talking some good shit, right? All I'm gonna say is, watch the fucking first Matrix, nigga, and all this shit that we talking about right now will fucking blow your brain out right now. That shit, it's gonna be us versus machines, nigga, in 50 years, and we gonna lose because we don't. Keanu Reeves gonna be dead.
Hey yo, so is a taser a deadly weapon?
Yes.
yeah, it could be.
If you
Hell
have
yeah.
pre-existing conditions or a heart condition or any kind of respiratory condition, you can go into cardiac arrest from a taser.
That should have changed your motherfucking arrhythmia.
Yeah.
You can literally hold that button and fry a motherfucker like bacon. Like
Okay,
seriously.
The reason why I asked that is because with the whole Mr. Brooks situation, Rashad Brooks, I hope I'm saying that right.
Yeah,
They were saying that in most cases when it comes to cops, they say that, you know, as far as the police, that it's not a deadly weapon. You get what I'm saying? Because so they're saying basically with the whole him looking behind or reaching back and acting like he wanted to tase him, it's not a deadly weapon because when they use it like in reports or whatever, they don't consider it to be one. That's why I'm asking that.
It's not lethal.
Here's the thing about the taser that they carry, right?
It's not lethal.
When you can, it's a non-lethal weapon. That's what they as. But when you shoot there, it's in a box, right? It's a cartridge. It has 2 prongs inside of that. Unless you pull the clip off of the box, you cannot use it unless it's somebody touch it. So if they shoot the prongs, then it doesn't work anymore unless you take that off, and you have to make contact with that person. Obviously, the police are what I mean. If he hits him in the leg, yes, it's a 5-second tase. But it's 2 of you. But if you hit him in the chest, you have a vest on. So you're not 90% of the chance you're not going to feel that. Because, again, you have to make contact with their body. Those prongs are not going to go through your vest. And like I said, the most you're going to get is a leg, an arm, or something like that, the places that are exposed. But once those 2 prongs come out and he or she don't know how to disable that cartridge off the top, you can't use it no more. So it now becomes an earth weapon. So all he can do is try to hit you with it or something. But it's not a, you know, they say it's a deadly weapon, but it's a less lethal. It's what it's supposed to be classified as. It's the same thing as a Nerf round, or less lethal. It's another option instead of using a bullet.
I just watched this video goddamn 10 times. This cop was reaching for his gun before old boy turned back and pointed that motherfucking taser. As he was tasing him with the other taser, right? Like, cause the one cop ducked like a bitch when he heard the gunshots and hid behind a car. Cause he didn't know where they was coming from.
Right.
And then you realize it was your mans who was shooting him in the back. And now you got to come up with an excuse like, oh fuck, what we gonna say? I lost my life because of the taser. You was tasing a dude.
And listen, they said
when
before they checked
running, he had the taser out and the prongs were deployed. Am I right? Am I missing something?
They said before they checked this post, they put on gloves and picked up their shell cases.
You know who? A whole 2 minutes or something. And picked up the shells.
Right.
Picked up the shells before they rendered CPR.
Yeah.
His lawyer said it.
Shit, right?
Hey. Did you see the coon-ass, black-ass fucking cop that came over there and checked on him and said...
I ain't see that far.
You didn't see that shit, man?
I didn't see
I
that
just
far.
want to make sure you're all right. I think it's a supervisor or something. Black fuck. Oh, my God.
Did he really make bail? I saw that. I don't know if that's true.
White supremacy is a motherfucker, dog. Yeah, you gonna make bail.
I just want to make sure you're all right. You fucking coon ass.
All right, yo, hold up. Let me ask you about this, man, because we gotta address this too, man. How y'all feel about this Trump? He was trying to throw the rally in Tulsa on Juneteenth.
It was what it was meant to be. Racist as fuck. That's it. Like, he knew better. They knew better. Your team know better. They knew what was up. That was some grab 'em by the pussy type shit.
No, what I don't understand why anybody is ever surprised by the guy who's been pandering to his base to get elected the entire time. It's 13% of us in this country. I don't give a fuck what we do. I don't care. It matters none. Why wouldn't he pander to his base? Right? Like, that's a thing. It's literally what he does and what he does really well.
Well, very well.
So well that he became the president of the United States, the most powerful person in the world. Like, literally. So I would be, that wouldn't surprise me at all. I was not shocked. It's actually one of the smarter things to do. Because you want to galvanize your base 4 months before you try to get reelected. Why not?
Re-election. It's all about re-election right now.
Mode, bro.
So do that. Okay, so answer me this: Does him changing the date for his, because he's trying to get them wound up, right? That's what you're saying. This works for him as far as the election coming up. So him changing it, do that make them look at him crazy?
No.
I'm saying what you're saying to me is
because a part of their argument is that he's done more for niggas than any other president. So guess what? When he does that, they're gonna say, "Well, look at what he did. He switched his rally date to respect you." Like, that's part of their thing.
It only takes one act to get someone riled up. It doesn't matter what you do after that. You can cancel it, all that. But like Rel said, he's already catered to his fan base, right? You know, so he's got their attention. Like, they're focused, that they're ready, right? He can say, "Oh, you know what? We're gonna cancel it and let's go another day." Too late. They're already focused, so they're going to be paying attention to everything that he's doing.
All they saw was the first thing. They didn't see what
worry about. That's all.
Okay.
That's it. Once he caters to his fan base, that's all he has to do. Because that's what? In November, that's all they're thinking about. Oh, he tried to cancel. Well, he wanted to do this on Juneteenth. That's all they're thinking about when they go into those polls and stuff. So a president's job, right? No matter what they say, this is how I think about it. When they get elected, right, they only have one job after that. They may say it's healthcare, they may say it's military, whatever. Their only job is to get reelected, right? Now, after that, they might try to leave a little legacy, whether it's Obamacare or stimulus check or whatever it may be, right? Change one good law that helps out, a community or a certain individual of people. But their first job on their first term is just to get reelected. That's all. That's it. That's it. He played it cool. He did some tweaks here. He, over these last 4 years, he's done this. And now he's like, all right, it's that time of the year. They're like, all right, Mr. Trump, all right, President, what do you want to do? Oh, let's send this message out today. And his fan base they eating it. It's cake to them. It's cake to them, so they are loving it. So when November comes and they're gonna see, I'm telling you, mark my words. What is it? It's June, July, August, September. September, you're gonna see Trump flags, you're gonna see Trump posters, you're gonna see it might be on the MTA, it might be on the light rail, who knows? It's going to be everywhere. And people are going to be saying, oh, F this and F that. But what other choice do you have right now, people? Biden? Like, you don't really have a choice right now, right? If I was old enough, I might run for president. So it's crazy that the amount of people that didn't vote last term, 53%, and he still got elected. 53% of America didn't vote. And now we have more people because the numbers are growing in the U.S. And so that number can be 55. That number can be 60% of people. But that 30% of people that voted, he's got their attention. Then they're eating it like a fat boy in high school. And they cake up. I'm telling you.
Y'all want to talk about these four bodies that popped up this week? Well, I think you said two. We want to talk about it. Two in California, one in Georgia. Today, one in Houston.
I'm just getting tired of talking about. It's just
it's draining.
I don't know. It's like Ron said. It's not the norm, but it's just like, how much are we going to focus on these people? Because the more we focus on them,
do we become numb to it? This is all we're seeing. Like, is it a point where as though it becomes numbing?
We can't.
You can't let yourself do it. But 2020 has been so much of a fucked up year that it's like what now?
Let me ask y'all this though.
We came to that point now.
Do it hit harder the fact that we are doing this plan? Everybody's sitting down. You know what I'm saying? And all these things are happening, and we got a lot more time. It seems like on our hands.
Exactly.
So,
because everybody's sitting back, and everybody was just like, all right, well, I ain't gotta go to work, or I'm working from home. And so if you're working from home, 9 out of 10 in NSBC, CNN is going to be playing in the background. So what are you doing? You typing. Oh man, it was another shooting. And so you paying attention to whatever's going on. If this was regular time, yeah, a few of us would have heard it, and then what I'm saying, but it wouldn't really be. I don't want to say it wouldn't be a big deal, because what happened to George Floyd, not Lloyd, but what happened to George Floyd, it still would have been big.
You always bring up old shit, yo. Why you bringing up old shit?
What happened to Breonna? It's sad. It's because for the people that have not lived in the environments of the hood or the ghetto, that's the realization of an everyday occurrence, like of what goes down there. For the people that are just seeing it or starting to understand it, they're getting it. J.J. Watt tweeted today. This week, kneeling is a not. Kneeling is not about the police, and it's not about the flag. It's about a bigger picture, and most people are forgetting and not seeing this bigger picture. Even NFL commissioner Goodell today says he's supporting Kaepernick. 2 years ago, he was like, man, get him out of this league, send him to Canada or some other league. Today, he's talking about, yeah, I'm supporting him, because now all these teams and everybody.
He said his name?
Big picture. Yes.
He finally said his name?
He finally said Kaepernick. So he said they're starting to see what the injustice that he was fighting for. He wasn't saying, I'm a kneel
Fuck
because
Roger Goodell too. He pandering to his base.
Fuck him.
Oh, Juice,
hey, yo.
Juice,
Let me ask you this.
Bring football back. Bring football back in September.
Let me ask you this though. Do the NFL owe Kaepernick an apology?
Yeah, and they owe him some money.
Don't they owe you reparations for slavery?
I got that on the list too. We can do that. Can you give me a second?
Hey, bro. You don't send the list out no more, man. We just cooking.
Hey, let's go.
Saying, bro, we cooking, man.
Cool. Want to make Juice want to talk Cap, right?
We talking Cap?
Man, listen. Yeah, they owe him an apology. They owe him a lot of shit. But fuck them. Fuck them, because everybody right now switching their tune on some shit that we've been knowing that's happening. I don't think the NBA should come back either. I'm tired of seeing that shit. I'm tired of seeing niggas. So,
why don't you think the NBA should come back?
Man, cuz it's bro. Once that shit pop out, niggas gonna forget about this shit.
All right, now I want to hear that, right? That's exactly why I'm waiting for somebody to say that. Listen, hold on. If the NBA coming back makes you forget about all these things that are going on, you truly didn't care from the beginning. If it's something that you truly care about, no matter what goes on, you're going to rock for it. If the fact that if you're out here rioting and an NBA game comes on tonight, and you don't
Protesting,
riot.
protest.
I'm protesting. If you out here protesting, and the NBA game comes on tonight, and you don't protest because the NBA game is on, that means you truly don't have the passion to protest. So
And most people don't.
I don't.
And most
I don't
people
think,
not.
So
and it's
sports
because
coming
they're
back.
bored.
Hold, Jay. Give me a minute, Jay. I don't think sports has. If that's what you truly want to do,
You want sports to
that's
come
what
back,
you
right?
want to do. No. What I'm saying is, if you're saying that people are not going to protest or not going to be involved because of that, then they truly didn't want to.
The mainstream media.
Oh, listen. That's like saying, oh, I'm only faithful right now because it's a pandemic. But if it wasn't a pandemic and it was a bunch of women running around, I wouldn't be faithful. So that means you truly don't want to be. But bro, you truly don't want to be faithful. You know
What
what
the
I
hell
mean?
are you talking
That
about,
doesn't mean
boy?
that.
But-
Listen, that doesn't mean that at all.
What-
It doesn't mean that at all.
What do it mean?
This is what it means. It means that you have more access to pussy. Now you just took advantage of it.
Let's get back to the subject.
Let's
we
get
was
back to
talking
the
about.
subject.
I don't know why
right?
you compared that, bro.
I don't know. I forgot who was sitting. I forgot who was sitting right here.
Hey, Ralph,
Okay,
I'm like,
so
what
listen.
the fuck?
So listen,
This
bro.
nigga wildin'.
Here's the deal.
Edit point.
They have nothing. They have absolutely nothing to talk about right now, but some bullshit like this. This is what we need, dog. The mainstream media didn't even really get to that George Floyd thing.
Right, they was late.
It was late, dog, until we made it a thing. You have to understand, us unified right now is the reason why this shit is getting reported the way it's getting reported. Once LeBron is on deck,
if we
look
don't,
how long it took for Ahmaud
that's what I'm
Arbery,
saying.
though.
If sports make
that
us
took a while
ununified,
too.
listen. If sports make us ununified,
It ain't
then we
us,
were
it's the
never
white people though, Neef.
unified.
It ain't us, it's the white people. We been paying attention. The white people
it's
been not paying attention.
It's not
So-
a unification.
So
It's
wait a
not
minute,
a
wait a minute,
unification.
Jay. Ho.
My bad.
We been paying attention. The white people ain't been paying attention. So the lack of distraction is really for the white people to not be distracted. You get them sports and they off of it. The coverage about it gets covered different. Somebody hit a buzzer beater, it gets covered different. LeBron wins a championship for what's name, the protest gets covered different. I've been on the fence about it, but if it means our sons given a fighting chance to not die in the street against police officers with impunity, then fuck the season. That's what
So
I'm
are we
at.
saying, all right, so then we getting rid of sports forever then?
Man,
Well,
fuck
Listen,
that
no,
shit.
not forever.
No,
Not forever. But the bus boycott took 381 days, brother. 381 days. That's over a year. That's over a year.
Right, so let's say no sports till next June. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we got to go back. Eventually, it's going to
No,
go
we
back
don't.
to something.
No, we
Listen,
don't.
tell them change the shit. Like, listen, tell them change us getting
Play in the
killed.
bar league. Shit, go play in
Tell them
fucking bar league.
Tell them change us getting killed. And we'll play next week if police officers get arrested for killing us in the street next week.
Why the fuck should we feel some type of way when we the goddamn commodity? All the black people, they only care about this shit because all them fucking talented niggas they got in the league. We need to say fuck that shit and make our own.
For months though, Juice. The music industry ain't no different. I've been telling you the same shit. We are the intellectual property, right?
So listen, how many artists do you think sitting on music right now waiting for this thing to break?
What you mean?
You don't think it's artists right now waiting for things to get?
Man, fuck them. I'm around niggas right now.
I just asked your question.
What do you mean, artists?
Yeah.
There's only
Nobody's really putting out no music.
There's only one reason. That's not true either. There's only one reason to not put out music. It's because you can't tour, and that has more to do with COVID than anything else. Music has been digital the whole time. Drake is going to do spins.
I wasn't listening when I said that. I wasn't necessarily talking about. Listen, bro. I wasn't talking about the. That's what I was talking about, the COVID shit.
What?
That's what I was talking about, basically.
Hey,
that's
Sauce Walker.
Nothing to do with it.
Sauce Walker.
Listen,
everybody.
People have put out music. I'm not denying that.
Ooh,
but
ain't nobody not dropped because of what's going on.
You don't think so?
No.
Right.
Lil Baby just dropped a fucking song about this shit.
Yeah, Boosie dropped a COVID CD.
Motherfuckers is
in the house.
Yeah.
Jim
So you
Jones
don't think
built the studio and dropped call in the studio or some shit or in the house.
Y'all not
niggas is getting it.
No.
If you either gonna die or live through this COVID.
He talking about Jada and Styles. That's it.
I'm
They dropped. What's his name? Dropped too. Ghost dropped that.
Oh yeah, right. Now Jordan. Saw the ass. Hey, give me my dollar, nigga.
Hey, niggas,
Matter of fact,
niggas is
listen,
independently
hold on.
getting money, bro.
July 4th weekend, nigga, matter of fact, I want $2 now, nigga. Real shit. I want my fucking money when I see you, dog. No more singing, no more R&B group, no nothing, dog. I want my fucking $2.
Yeah, he got there, broke the group up already. Talking about Flash is lonely at the top. My last day.
He late to every show anyway. I can't. We losing money.
They need this David Ruffin, everybody.
I don't think nobody not dropping. Honestly, I don't think that's the thing.
Motherfuckers dropping, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. I just think it would have been more. I'm not saying they not. I just think it would have been. It would have been.
I mean,
more
we talking about like the mainstream.
You just can't say more. Like who?
Yeah.
Drake put an album out during COVID.
Right, but I just feel like
West Side Gun got a fucking classic.
Yeah. If I just and please West Side Gun don't quit. I know you keep saying that. Don't retire West Side Gun. We need you.
Retire. Fuck out of here.
Freddie Gibbs. Don't ever retire.
And got the Alchemist dropped.
Don't retire West Side Gun.
Yeah, don't retire West Side Gun, please.
Yeah.
I need the
I don't think the niggas. I don't think the basketball. Like I don't think the NBA should come back at all.
I don't like it was Kyrie that said it. That's my only issue.
Okay, now go into that, bro. Because I go into that.
If Kyrie Irving was the #1 seed in the East, or at least a 2 seed, he wouldn't be talking.
And KD
like that.
was healthy and playing.
I'm only listening to one person if they say we ain't playing, and his name is LeBron Cornelius James.
Hey yo,
that's the
Kyrie
only person that I'm listening to if they say yo, we ain't playing. All right, LBJ said it.
Kyrie, that one nigga who's gonna tell everybody, yo, we shouldn't go out because his wife won't let him out. Yo, man, we shouldn't do that, man. Nigga, just because you can't go outside, nigga. That's how he sound, though.
I disagree with that, dog. I think he got his head in the right direction. Carmelo on that page too.
But they
Carmelo ain't had no job.
Listen, they said a week before that he was.
They said Dwight Howard riding.
They said a week before that Kyrie was on the phone like, y'all gonna have booze there? That's all he was worried about.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's have some fun. We've been serious for a minute.
Let's real quick. I need somebody with more cachet than Carmelo, Kyrie Irving, and Dwight Howard.
I don't think you get it though. I don't think you get that from LeBron. I think
that LeBron can't though, bro. LeBron can't.
LeBron can't do it.
What?
He can.
He can.
He dying in the street.
I don't think
he can.
I don't think he wants to.
But
you know, okay.
Down in the street.
I need somebody the face of the league that says, fucking give me goddamn broke dick, goddamn Steph Curry. Somebody other than Kyrie Irving who was already hurt and not going to do nothing. Somebody other than the third backup.
Broke dick? Did he just call Steph Curry broke dick?
Yes, I did, bro. Yeah.
I don't know what.
Yeah.
Hey.
Maybe I missed that in the group text. I don't know where that came from.
What he hurt this year?
Because Aisha
he broke his arm. He broke something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You said broke dick.
I thought it's because he wasn't tapping his wife coochie right or something.
No, I wasn't even there.
Here we go.
No,
yeah, y'all want to talk?
I spent time in the military. Broke dick is everything.
It's like a John. It's like John.
Yeah, it's universal. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. My bad. I'm sorry.
I got a question for y'all, and I'm real interested in y'all responses. Do y'all Jay, how old are you, Jay? Again?
33.
33. Damn, Jay. Yo, like the older I get, yo. Nah, this is a safe space, yo.
Yeah.
The older I get, yo, I be crying, yo, right? So listen, right? It was my birthday a couple weeks ago. I ain't want to talk about it. So it was my birthday. And I went to do something. I come in the crib. My wife got the TV set up. And this, all these pictures from when I was a young boy and all that. And then a bunch of my friends and family came on and did like little videos and, told me how they feel about me, man. And I ain't gonna hold you, like, I was crying. And it's like, this is the second time I cried this year. Like, dog, this like too many cries. Like, I don't know what's going on with me, bro.
He reached his cry quota for the year.
Right.
I got a
It's okay to cry, bro.
Like, next year, bro.
I got a 2 spontaneous cry quota.
Right,
Like,
I hit my one limit like early. I'm like, all right. Look, at least I got Kobe and my grandmom same day, so you know I got that taken care of. Matter of fact, it's 3 because I cried at a funeral a little bit. So
not a little bit, it was a lot, bro. It was a lot.
No, but the way I cried when I seen that video for my birthday,
It was an ugly cry. It was an ugly cry.
Chilling. It was just coming down though. I was chilling.
Yo,
it was a happy one. Like it wasn't sad. It was just like a joy. Like, you know what I mean?
Let me. So the difference is that as you get older, truthfully, you start putting a lot of things into perspective, right?
Yeah.
When we was younger, I loved you, right? You know what I'm saying? But I ain't tell you every day like I tell you now because I wasn't worrying about dying in the streets, or I wasn't thinking about having a heart attack, or being concerned about what I put in my body, right? So, or even being as close in proximity as we are today, right? You know, I get off the call with my team every day. I tell them I love them. I see y'all in a minute, right? It's just what I do. So I think a lot of things affect me differently than it did before. We had an impromptu party, right? I was, you know what I mean? Like, damn, it felt good to be around my loved ones after so long, right? And one, I ain't come home for this shit to be separated, right? I came home to live it up and to be around and see people interacting. And, you know, Cool was always famous to say, I never hung around adult Terrell, right? Like, we knew what we were as we were younger.
Oh, that's
cool. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know what Terrell was like when we was 13, 14. But, you know, at this time, Cool
A
went
nigga
to
might cry
college.
because of that.
Cool went to college when I was 13. And I joined the Navy at 17. And I was gone for 21 years. That's longer than a lot of people live. Right?
Oh.
You like, think about that in theory. He left and went away, and we were still here, right? So when you think about it now, we are just being around each other, enjoying each other as grown men and fathers and brothers and family. So that should have put a tear on you, yo.
Yeah, like listen, like real talk.
I don't give a fuck. I don't have a quota, dog. I'm getting straight to it.
Madison sung for my sung me happy birthday, yo. Like the thing is, like the crazy.
You don't know how special that is. Like you don't know yet how special
I still
that
ain't
is.
heard her sing. How about that?
Listen, Cool. Listen, when they told me she could sing,
Hold up,
I was
yo.
like,
He sung for you?
No, listen. When they told me she could sing, I kept asking her like, "Yo, Maddie, you gonna sing for me? You gonna sing for me?" So when my birthday drink came up, it's just Maddie, her little cool so, and she sung me happy birthday, yo, and that shit, you know, Tyree, and then it's like, yo, like when we, and what's crazy is I was talking to my wife and I was she was talking, I was like, yo, me and Rel, she was like, how long was you and Rel running? She was asking me about, you know, like my homies and all that. She was like, and it was like a year, like it was like a year with me and Rel, give or take, of like being around each other all the time that made this brotherhood of, you know what I mean? That's just to the point where as though Tyree told me I'm the best uncle he could ever have. And, you know, like my you know, mine love him. Like, you know what I'm saying? A year in our lives.
He told me the same thing.
I'm definitely taking that wave cap off now.
Hey, man.
Taking that wave cap off now.
Hey, I got a saying that the longer you live, the more death you see. So it's true that as you mature, man, you start to question your mortality.
Yeah.
It ain't that shit is just, it is what it is. So you better motherfucking cry because you ain't promised tomorrow. You know what I mean? Yeah. Even if it's tears of joy. Right, but you definitely don't want to worry and kill yourself early too. So,
it's like we tell our kids.
Jokingly talking about like the two cry quota. I let it go. Maybe, you know, when I'm in the mood, man. Like it does me good that my kids, you know, graduating and I got one going to high school. Little stuff like that, man. So yeah. It's all right because your perspective, like Terrell said, your perspective changed. And listen, and when we was younger, it was the streets. So you maybe compare 25, then you like, hey, I made it. Hey,
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Now, you know, you come up on that 35, 40, you know what I mean? And it means something to you.
Yeah.
Yo,
Man,
dude,
You realize that the real ones that are stuck by you, thick and thin, no matter where you at. Rel said 21 years. Like me and Rel been on a football field with kids, right? And from the conversation from, oh yo, like I wore a Ravens hat. He was like, yo, where you from? Baltimore. Like that right there just blossomed. Then they come find out that my niece is married to his homeboy. Like,
which is my home, my young boy. Like, she's my young
exactly.
boy. She's
Yeah.
my young
So
boy.
you know
Like,
what I'm saying?
Rel knows she is because
That's
of
what I'm
me.
saying. That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's crazy.
That's crazy how
that-
life and real, you know what I'm saying, recognize real. And like
Exactly.
that's a wild story. You know what I'm saying? Like how I moved to Kentucky, meet Jay, you know what I'm saying, come back home, go to goddamn Philly, meet Shiz, who's married to Jay's niece. Like that shit crazy. That
And
shit's
that's
insane, bro.
that's little bro right there. That's
Yeah.
that's big little
Hey,
bro.
Shout out to Shizzy
Nick,
Mac.
Nick, like seriously, I was like, yo, I hit him up, like, yo, how you know Rel? And I don't know if I was in Kentucky, if I was, in Florida. I'm like, yo, how you know Rel? He's like, oh, that's my boy right there. And I was like, he was like something, through Neef. And I'm like, I don't know Neef, but I like me and Rel. So I called him up, like, yo, Rel, you know this, like my nephew? He was like, yo, get out of here. Like, we were dying on the phone.
Yo. Yeah. Crazy.
You know, the one thing I've learned, man, in this life is when you chose the righteous path, which is true to you, you will go on a journey to do exactly what's happening in this square right here. Is you find people of common ground that you can share brotherhood with for a lifetime, And one thing for me, I don't have a cry quota. I'm usually pretty hard, I guess. But you know what I'm saying? If I do feel emotional, fuck it, I might let it rip. Whether I'm thinking about my granddad or I'm writing a certain type of song or whatever, because as an artist, I kind of have to have that part of me where I'm in tune to that, where I'm intuitive. But at the same time, I'm also at this age of 35, I learned to just be thankful, bro. Just be thankful that I can get up and fucking turn off the light, that I can just drive around, that I can be charm God and talk my shit. Like, don't get it fucked up. I still, at the end, the auditors be like, hey, if it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for me just staying on the path and just trusting my heart, I wouldn't have fucking been able to meet people or do certain things that I do. So I'm really thankful. I think at this age, I've just learned to be more thankful. Small shit. Small, like be thankful for the little things, you know what I'm saying? And also grateful for all the great things that I've been able to do and that comes my way. So shit, I say cry. If you feel that shit, you're just thankful of that moment, because as men, we're in our mid-30s, bro. Like we had so many obstacles in our community on how we could have just fucking bottomed out, and we have seen motherfuckers get killed, die, not make it. So we just making it at this point where we can talk about our families and be thankful, and yet we still do think about mortality. We kind of live every moment now, like, okay, hey, to the fullest.
Just learn about mental health.
Yo, I'm about to go there. Go ahead, Jay.
Just for the record, Jude, that light skin just try to hold that shit in, because light skin ain't been in since John B. But go ahead, cool.
Yo. No. Listen, first of all, I want to shout my kids. I want to shout my kids out. They got me this Biggie drink for my birthday. I'm kind of sad that my kids don't really know who Big is like that. Lyric know a little bit, so shout them out. Lyric, hold up. Lyric said when I wear the shirt on the podcast to shout them out. I meant to do that at the beginning, so she'll never actually see this unless I show her just this part, because she's not allowed to listen to the podcast. But
that's dope. Hey Jay, I'm the dark light skinned nigga, man. That's the only difference.
But yo, real quick though, and cool, you on point, because I did want to go here after having this conversation. Just talking about mental health and anxiety, and not really,
Mm-hmm.
a friend of mine has sent me a list, and me and my wife was looking at the list, and it was like some stuff on there that was like, it took for me to sit down with her to realize that I might got some of these things. You get what I'm saying?
No,
and we don't
You do, for sure.
Yo, first of all, don't tell me matter of fact I do anything, dog. Like, what is you doing right now? It's like, no.
I
But
ain't
nah,
even,
but
I'm not even
nah,
joking.
I'm messing
We
with
just,
you. Nah, yeah, I know you. I know.
yeah, like that's yeah. You gotta think like you grew up in Northeast Central Philly, right? So
That was Northeast Central. That might that might be the location of Nicetown. That might be the location of Nicetown. That might be.
that's a rough part of town. You're in the middle of everything. So,
Even Dr. Omar be out there, huh?
This nigga from Druid Hill too. I ain't even want to do this. This nigga
Hold on, wait. You
this
said
nigga had
where?
this nigga from Druid Hill. This nigga had a tent outside the candy shop. Jordan was in Drew Hill. Jordan was in Drew Hill. They kicked him out because he was too husky. And he couldn't pick up the moves. He couldn't pick up the moves like that. So they let Wood. I ain't even want to say nothing.
Nigga said
It's
we
really
were
7
the
niggas.
6 steps.
They was like, when they gonna let you sing, Jordan?
Six
Oh,
Fuck them niggas.
oh shit.
No, but let's talk about that, man. Like like in our community, even though I did serve, and I think that play a part in it too. But growing up, in our environment, sometimes we have issues. Like I have an issue, like, and I can be a man to back here and say, like, when I was a kid, and I might have spoken this before, maybe I haven't, but fuck it. When I was a kid, my dad used to always tell me he was coming to get me. And I used to be sitting out on the step, waiting for my dad to come get me. And my papa always had a different car, so I never knew what car he was pulling up in. So I used to sit there, and then he would never come. And as an adult, I have an issue with that. But I'm one of them people who, like, if you tell me, yo, I'll be there at this time, be ready, you ain't never got to worry about me. Because I'm just on time like that. You get what I'm saying? But I have an issue with, like, I've sat back here and been ready to go somewhere, and people be late, and I take my clothes off, and I'm not going. You get what I'm saying? And that's an issue from a 6-year-old child that a man at 38 years old still got. You get what I'm saying? So it's things that we go through in life and we ain't got to be in the military, we ain't got to be on the front line, but just these things, affect us as adults.
One thing I got to say about that is we have to remember one thing is forgiveness. At some point, you must forgive yourself of things, and you definitely must forgive others. And that's how you let go of what they call a bitter root. So, like, in a situation like that, it's possible. It's very possible that's a bitter root in terms of something that an experience you had is linked to trauma, and now you've based everything around, how you deal with issues with that. And so you just have to get to its core and find out why you are angry. But one thing you definitely got to do in that situation, and we all have to do it to people that, have done fuck shit we consider to be fuck shit, is, you have to forgive someone. I don't think you necessarily have to forget in terms of forget that it ever happened, because you want to learn from it. But you definitely, I think as people, as men, since we're talking about mental health, I think a lot of the things we went through and we've seen, we must face it. We must look at it. We must see it for what it is. And then we definitely have to forgive, you know what I'm saying? Whatever that situation may be.
True.
Damn,
Yeah,
like
that's a good point. I famously especially on some hood shit, right? We talk about Ike and Tina Turner. Tina Turner, when she was making her transition, when she was elevating, seeking another level, she meditated in the mirror and she did the chant, right? And in the hood, that Nam Ray Ray Ye Cheo chant, we make it a joke, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Martin and Bad Boys did I think
The
it was Woosah, right? Right. When he went to find himself on the show, right? I don't know you, Cole, on the show. So is if we look back on it in our entertainment, it was woven into a joke. But like if we talking about on his face, meditation, chanting, prayer. We talked about this in private. I think we talked about this in the podcast as well, though. But that's closer to who we are. That's closer to who we should be. That's closer to a conflict resolution thing within our own selves. That's an anti-anxiety thing. It's a lot of things involved and developed in that kind of behavior that I think we as Black folks And shout out to Charlamagne and the Breakfast Club and them with a platform talking about getting therapy and all that stuff to bring
Fuck Charlamagne.
Black mental health to the forefront, specific to us growing up in these situations, in these environments that we look at as just regular normal hood shit, but are actually ripe with PTSD triggers. It's not normal to bury people that are our contemporaries. It's a normal way of order for our generation ahead to bury, for us to bury the generation ahead of us. It's abnormal, unnatural for the generation ahead of us to bury their children. So it's some inherent psychological shit involved with that. Ain't no fucking psych doctors in the hood just on standby, on crisis standby for us. We deal with that shit by pouring out liquor and crying and wailing and wilding out and doing whatever we do and moving on to the next shit. Barely being able to heal. Never mind now being infiltrated with other people, strangers, strangulations by police on camera and shit like that. Man, we got a lot of healing to do.
That shit real. That healing shit you just said, cool. I think that's major. Like, I don't think we truly heal from as Black folks go through the grieving or whatever we got to go through. You know, to I don't know if I healed from my mom passing away. My mom passed away 5 years ago. I don't really know if I truly
you don't.
You know
I think you bury it.
Like people say like my wife asked me like on her birthday or Mother's Day, am I cool? I'm always cool them days. It might be a day like in the middle of something else, and I'm in a whole nother. I could be at work, and I could see a picture of her I've never seen before, and it'll take me there more than her birthday or Mother's Day. You know what I'm saying?
Portuguese love always make me cry about mommy. Always.
Say it again.
I said Portuguese love always make me cry about mommy.
What the hell is that?
Tina Marie, dog.
That's one of my favorite songs, bro.
Your mommy did love.
Yo, Jadakiss
rapped over the beat.
You said what?
Jadakiss rapped over the beat, me. Jadakiss rapped over.
Yo, you really
used to be gone somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Me and mommy be upstairs in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Chilling, talking about life, listening to Tina Marie, and that was our jam. So every time I hear it, like it puts me in that space, and it makes me
listen. I listen every time I listen to Tony, motherfucking Jagged Edge. I mean not Jagged Edge. Tony, Mint Condition, Silk, Prince, all that shit put me there with my mom. Like my mom is the reason why my wife told me I can't do nothing without music. If I'm cooking, I do music. I'm cleaning the bathroom, it's music. No matter what I'm doing, it's music all the time. We used to sit at my crib and just like play cards and music banging, and that's just what we did. Like we sat around and that's what we do. We'll do stuff in the music loud and we just cook out whatever. That's just how we was. And I'm like that to that day.
Your mother did you right, letting the melodies seep into you. Cause that's who we are.
First of all, cool. First of all, fuck Charlamagne, right? I'm gonna go back to that shit, right? Cause that shit, this nigga should have never bleached himself, right? This nigga looks like a fucking that raccoon that used to be in the Twinkie commercial. That's where the cream fills that those dark ass spots around his fucking weak ass nigga, because you let somebody influence you to say, "Oh, you too fucking dark." I've been hearing that shit my whole life. I ain't picking up no. Only white shit I'm putting on me is goddamn toothpaste, and that shit going in my mouth, but I spit that shit out. Fucking that little fuck ass nigga, fuck him, Charlamagne. The rest of the motherfuckers,
that's how you really feel, Jay.
God damn it.
I'm surprised Jay rip his shirt off. I thought Jay was going to do the Hulk Hogan shit.
I can't stand that motherfucker.
Hulk Hogan, nigga.
He talking all that tough shit until some real niggas get into that motherfucking studio. I know he tried to go like he tried to talk, you know what I'm saying? Over real, he don't talk over real niggas. When them niggas came to New York, that nigga was running down motherfucking 125th talking about taxi, help me and shit. But he fuck Charlamagne. I mean, I'll tell him to his goddamn face. Don't call my line, shit, Charlamagne. Hit me up. We have a conversation.
Man.
Where did this come from?
I don't know. That shit always left.
He's triggered. That's
a PTSD right there. That's a PTSD.
Yeah, for real. Like.
All right, go ahead. I'm cool now. I had to get that off.
I hope so. Shit.
I had to write that shit down and give it a time block. You know what I'm saying? They said, fuck Charlamagne. 3 minutes.
Charlamagne. Right. Y'all got anything else y'all wanna address?
Yo, so what about or anybody else got anything for us? Hello?
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead.
So I don't know if y'all seen that Robert Johnson, right? Bob Johnson. They used to, he owned BET.
Right.
That every black person should get $350K for reparations. What y'all think?
Nigga, I need all that. I'm with him. Matter of fact, he want to be the president?
Let me tell you what. I don't think they should go that way.
What you think, Jay?
Because
where Jordan Big Mouth ass at?
This is. I don't think they're going to do it right because
there you go.
All right. They're not going to do it because of brothers like us, right? We're street certified, but we're book smart and educated, right? So we're not going to go out there and go buy a new Cadillac and put it on 22 instead of going to Georgia and buy 120 acres of land. You know what I'm saying? So they like, oh no, they got some real brothers out here. These guys getting education now.
Can we talk about? Can we talk about that? Ain't enough money. They shorten us.
How much we need, Jordan?
What you mean in regards to value?
Yeah. Well, listen, whatever you get, take $2 off that.
Hey, that's pretty funny. So,
they say that sometimes. I got some shit. They say I got a little comedy shit going on. Go ahead.
Robert Johnson was what? Was it 13 trillion, right?
Yeah.
So he quantified that pretty. I mean, I would say that's a solid number, but it ain't enough. It ain't enough. It's not enough.
So how much is enough, Jordan?
It ain't enough. I mean, nothing's enough to be honest.
Leave the faucet open. Let it run, and we'll let y'all know when we want you to turn it
on. Jordan, where you think we at, Jordan?
No,
hold on. What my man said?
Hold
on. What my man said? Wood, nigga. Nigga, you know where we at?
So
no taxes.
Here's why I agree with Jordan on that.
$350 and no taxes.
Here's the thing.
Right. No income tax.
Look at all the inventions we haven't gotten credit for. Look at everything that we brought to the table in past slavery that we did not get any type of, retribution for. Anything, any money, anything. Just pay attention to that. We for sure got to get way more than $350,000.
Nigga. Yo, hey, let me put it to you like this, Nee. If you take hip hop off of all of the streaming platforms, what'll happen?
Nigga, I don't know what I'm gonna listen to.
You feel me?
Yo, I hate that laugh, yo. Laugh.
That's a wild ass thing to say, yo.
Yo, it's so good.
He's gonna get the Cadillac or the 22s. Him right there. I might tell the motherfucker, stop it.
No, dog.
Hey, take all black music off. Take all black music off.
Now, 23, it's been a whole different situation.
They can't sell nothing. They can't sell cell phones and cell phone plans. And medicines, everything in fire, all that music, sell all that. That's why they kill off the musicians so they can own their catalogs again.
Yo,
I'm telling you, you can see that strip club, niggas in the strip club just throwing money if everybody gets that. You know what I'm saying? They're not trying to do that.
So to answer your question, that ain't enough. Like it ain't enough. It ain't enough because it goes back to the example of like I forgot who said this about LeBron, how LeBron and Steph Curry changed the value of basketball players in the last like 7 years, right? But they were getting paid 250, 20, like whatever the super max was $200 million, right?
It ain't justified. It ain't enough.
That's not enough.
It's not enough.
LeBron created an economy in Cleveland. LeBron goes to LA, he created another economy in LA. He went to Miami. He created an economy in Miami. They haven't been able to recover certain parts of what LeBron was doing in Miami to this day.
He created the economy in Cleveland twice. It's actually why they was mad at him when he left the first time. They wasn't mad because of basketball. They was mad because the money left. That's actually a fact. The bars and everything dried up when he went to Cleveland the first time.
When he left Cleveland?
I lived there.
So a motherfucker can't sit up here and tell us that we just worth this because we're priceless. So I would agree with what everybody's been saying. Patrice O'Neal said it first was, income tax. Just don't tax us. Just don't tax us on anything. We shouldn't be taxed at fucking all. I think that'll be the easiest thing to do and pull off. That we're just not fucking taxed. I think we also need.
Oh, we need that lump sum too, though, bro.
I mean, we do, but I'm just saying, in case it never came, the easiest sale would be just don't tax us. Also give us protection rights.
I bet you, Mike. What's his name? Mike. What's the bull on sports person? Commentators. Mike. He need to get a baldy. He got the shit right here. Mike Tirico talking about he ain't black. I bet you Mike Tirico has to be black then. Every motherfucker who act like they ain't black no more. They ain't that blackness and I ain't black. I'm this and the third. I bet you they be black then.
Oh, you gonna see that?
Why is Mike Tirico talking about he ain't black? This
is a minute ago. This had to be like probably a couple years ago.
You know what he did? He said he was Italian and something else. And I'm like,
that peasy ass head nigga. Fuck out of here, guys.
All right, moving on from Mike Tirico, bitch ass.
So what y'all think about the Ball brothers?
Oh yeah,
right. Let's get to that.
I wrote some shit down. I wrote some shit down today.
Can I go first, Steve? Can I go first, Steve?
All right, but let me. We got to talk about what's going on first. You can't just start talking, Jordan.
Yeah,
that's that 9 o'clock shit. You just think you just start talking, just saying what shit. Like, no, nigga, we gotta get some background. See, that's that $2 shit I be talking about with you. And he still got a lamp on in the back. Like, this motherfucker don't ever turn off the lights. So what happened was, the Ball boys, all three of them, signed the Rock Nation management today or yesterday, the last 24 hours. Jordan, you can go first now, Jordan. Go ahead.
I just want to say, all the motherfuckers who was critical of my man Laval, as crazy as the fuck he was, he ain't told us.
He's still around. He was never crazy. What are y'all talking about? Go ahead, Jordan. I'm letting you cook, but I just want to let everybody know. He was never crazy.
He ain't told a fucking lie yet. You know what I'm saying? If a motherfucker come to you and say, hey, my kid's going to be lottery picks, you be like, nigga, what? Like, that's the hardest thing. That's like the hardest thing in the world to do. No.
Jordan, he said he could beat MJ one-on-one. That's a lie. He told that lie.
I believe him.
So I'm just saying. Okay,
I believe him.
No. Hell no. The best ball brother is Jello. And they say Jello.
Who the fuck is Jello? Who the fuck is Jello?
The middle one. You talking the middle or the young one?
His name Jello?
No, Jello is the middle one.
Jello is the middle one.
Yeah.
He the best one?
He the best overall player. I ain't no sports analyst and anything.
He's not in the league.
He's just short. He's short.
His attitude. His attitude is what is his worst.
Jay, he's short. Jay. He only like 6 feet. He like 6 feet.
He could be. Isaiah Thomas made it, and he can make it.
Yeah, but he's short. He's short and big.
He's short with a big man game. Is what y'all was saying, right?
He got a big slow game.
So
I'm so confused about which one.
I don't know why y'all talking about him.
Which one are y'all talking about? Somebody clear it up.
The middle one. The one who stole the watch or stole some shit out of.
He stole his glasses.
Right.
First of all, I think I think Lonzo the best one, but y'all don't like Lonzo.
I like Lonzo.
What?
Raul don't like Lonzo.
No, he should not have been the #1 pick at all.
The number 2 pick.
Number 2.
He shouldn't even been in that. The Lakers should have never
shouldn't have been #1. That's the Browns.
Who should have been #1?
Markelle Fultz shouldn't have been #1.
Fucking Brown should have been not Brown. Tatum should have been #1 for real. And the Celtics stole that shit from the Sixers and traded back and got him at 3.
Hindsight is a motherfucker. Yeah. Right? You know what I'm saying? That's why I keep seeing these pictures of Carmelo in Detroit Pistons uniform, talking about how many championships they would have won. Right? So
I don't know, because he can't come off the bench. And I don't know if he was off the back and just going to start over Tayshaun Prince off the bench. You think you just started off with Tayshaun off the bat with that team already, Joe?
Yes.
Yeah. For sure.
What are you talking about, Neef?
No, I'm just asking. I mean, at the end of the day, they was already gel. They already had their chemistry. So
Melo was getting 19.
It's a better spot.
Melo was getting 23 points a game as a rookie.
He would have got 23.
You don't.
He would have got 23 points a game.
You don't pick the second person in the league and say, "Come off the bench."
They did that with the boy they picked with the second pick. That they
No. They knew he wasn't gonna be shit. Like he wasn't shit and got daggone training.
But listen, all right. But as a team that was already established, when you got Chauncey, he wouldn't have averaged 23 points. He wouldn't have did that and what he did in Denver and Detroit, Jordan.
Why so? You think Chauncey a better scorer than Melo?
No, what I'm just saying, they had too many other pieces. No. I think he would.
You think he had better scorer than Rip?
Yeah, but he's still a bucket. But Rip was already established.
That's not what we're talking about.
They had
no. I'm asking you, who do you think? Do you think Melo's a better scorer than she?
Yeah, he's a better scorer than everybody on the team.
Then he would have got his buckets.
He would have averaged 23. If you average 23 on the team where you're the best player and you get the ball all the time, you're the main guy. You're not going to do that on an established squad already that's making a playoff run.
Would he have been the best player on the court? Yes or no?
Yes.
As a rookie?
Yeah.
I don't care.
I don't think so.
I'm only not taking Melo this year. Like that's it.
Over Rip. Rip was nice. Rip and Chauncey killed the Lakers that year.
You just said he was a better scorer than them.
Yeah, he was. The nigga ain't playing no defense. That was a defensive squad.
Then the other niggas would have been playing defense, and Melo would have been getting.
But I'm about to say Melo would have got the buckets, and then other niggas to play defense. There's 5 people on that court, dude.
Right, but if you got a nigga, listen. If that's what I'm saying, right? A nigga can be nice and got potential. If we already got this established and we've been running with this squad, niggas, it might cause away even what you got going on. If you got 5 niggas, we already know what Tayshaun a bucket too. Tayshaun played D. Tayshaun know his role. Some young boy who the second pick coming into the league, then you just gonna come in here and take over the squad. I don't think that's happening with Chauncey, Rip Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace. You're not just coming in here like that.
Tayshaun had a couple good years. But
he knew his role. You already established. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying Melo not a bucket. Melo Hall of Famer. Melo is Melo. But in the same token, as a rookie, you think you're going to come in here and just take over? Young boy, relax. We were already there. We already was in the mix.
He got buckets since he got in the league.
He don't got no rings.
That's team.
So, right. And they already had a team established in Detroit. So we're going to let some rookie come in here who don't want to play no D, just come in here and score. Young boy, you better know your role. He might have eventually – I think he'd have started, though, but he wouldn't have averaged 23 on that squad. Chauncey was a bucket. They called Chauncey Mr. Bucket. What's Chauncey's nickname? My bad, Jordan. What was his nickname? Wasn't it? What was Chauncey's nickname?
Big shot,
right. Rip Hamilton was 20 points, all-star. She was still she.
They kept Sheed because he's crazy. That's what they kept Sheed for. Because niggas did not want to play defense on Sheed because they was like, he going to snap on me. That's
North Philly.
Yeah, you proving my point. But
that's Jay, you was at Simon Gratz too. They called you Karan. That's your Philly street name, Karan.
That's like one of us playing defense on Meta World Peace. You gonna watch how you play defense on them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People was like, all right, this still is she. You know what I'm saying?
This nigga Meta World Peace told Kobe, like, yo, Kobe, you know it's me, right? Kobe did some shit. Like, whoa, Kobe, you know you doing that shit to me. Like, that shit ain't happening.
Can we talk about something before we get out of here?
Of course we can, bro. What you want to talk about?
And I'm about to stand on my motherfucking ground for all you motherfuckers that's 40 plus and close to 40. Y'all don't get off this little baby shit. Like, y'all get the fuck out of here. Talking about.
Oh, here we go.
I asked y'all 5 fucking days ago for somebody to give me a hard ass bar, and I've been waiting the whole time. And Neek come over here with the wackest fucking line I've heard in my life. I told my bitch I can't breathe. I told her hold up breath. You said it was so much.
She can't breathe.
You said it with so much fucking conviction, like you really thought I was about to be like, oh shit, little baby said that. Y'all get the fuck out of here with that little baby shit. The Juice get on Facebook talking about little baby the goat. He put up like 4 goat emojis. I was like, I can't believe y'all, yo.
Hey, look, dog.
Y'all niggas act like y'all skipped the motherfucking 90s and woke up and got there in 2013.
Listen, bro.
Dog,
in terms of
go ahead.
in terms of jammability, because that's all I give a fuck about. And like the consistency.
Juice, don't do
in
that
what
right
he's
now.
doing.
I know you're an artist, Juice, but don't sit here and tell me, oh, you care about his jammability. I know you, Juice. I'm not rolling with that.
Okay.
You can't
Listen
say
what I'm
that
saying.
to me, bro.
Listen what
Somebody
I'm
who
saying.
don't know you
I
will
care
listen to
about-
that
okay,
shit.
but I think
I'm not fucking
the
with
nigga
you when you
can
say
rap
that.
too.
Huh?
I think the nigga can rap
The
too.
nigga got a flow. He got a flow,
got a
bro.
flow.
I'm telling you
You
that.
keep saying that like that means something to me, dog. So is the fucking flow on Baby Shark. So what?
Did you just say so is the?
Yes. It's melodic. People.
No.
Yes. You keep
Listen,
saying no. It's the same thing,
The
Neef.
one thing
You
about
don't
listen,
understand.
though,
I asked
you don't
somebody
listen.
who was born in
Can you ask us a
1982
question?
to say something about bars,
Can you
and
ask a
you still
question?
talk about he got flow.
Can you ask a
He got
question?
flow. It's melodic.
Just like
jail.
Juvenile.
I can play it in my car.
Don't
do that. Don't fucking do that. Don't do that. You about to put your foot in your mouth.
I'm not about to put it. Listen, first
Go
off,
ahead, watch it. Go ahead.
Hold on.
Go ahead, watch it.
Young fella. Go ahead, calm down, young fella. Go ahead, calm down, young fella. Go ahead, listen. Go ahead, calm down. I see your blood pressure raising. Go ahead, calm down, young fella. I compare. When I think of him, I'm not saying he like Juvie. You can't tell me a hot Juvie bar, but the way Juvie wrote a beat.
Can.
All right, listen. Okay, maybe you can, right? But what I respected about Juvie, what sticks out to Juvie to me, is the way he wrote a beat. That's what I feel about Lil Baby.
But
don't got the same
rap though. But you can rap.
Now I'm done with the conversation. Right?
I ain't no pussy.
Lil Baby can rap.
I'm a rapper, but I'm still a gorilla. When they came with that shit, niggas was just like, okay. Juvenile was the
Lil
first
Baby
nigga
can
to ask you
rap.
20. Juvenile was the first nigga to ask you 21 questions in a song before 50 Cent.
Y'all realize I got two MCs that think Lil Baby can rap, right? Because Neef is an MC still. I'm an MC for sure. And we're saying
no, neither one of y'all said he can rap. That's been my issue.
He can rap.
He can rap.
Did I ask you 5 days ago, give me a hard bar. Never shut up and never let my big bro Cool say something, then I'm gonna goddamn tear y'all asses up.
Cool on our side. Cool the first one was quoting.
I addressed all of y'all. I said niggas over 40. I was talking about Cool.
Oh,
what you talking about? I said everybody.
Hey, Cool,
Y'all
check
know I
out
said everybody.
Hey, Cool, check out Cool.
I understand what Terrell talking about. But I also understand what the guys talking about. So here's my perspective. Like when you talk about giving up the we could draw a hard line to new generation. Let's say Travis Scott on down. If you're talking Travis Scott on down and talking, you gotta give it everything. So you gotta be like, all right, fuck it, everybody use auto-tune. All right, fuck it, everybody, do this and everybody. So like that's just kind of is what it is. So out of that group, before I heard Lil Baby's music, before I listened to Lil Baby's music, I started hearing the dudes talk. You know what I mean? And even though he sound like one of them young dudes that sound like the rest of them dudes, it was a couple things that he said that it made me be like, I wanted to hear him more, right? Or I ain't mind hearing his music. And basically that he listened, you know what I mean? He was a listener and that he could learn from anybody in the room. Those are some humble traits that anybody likes, can appreciate, especially of an age, right? Especially from a young person. All right, so then I realized that through the kind of melodic bullshit, he be having a couple jewels that are specific to no specific age group. You know what I mean? Just on some old hustler spirit shit. And I think he apparently does that more consistently than anybody of that generation. It ain't a whole lot of pills and it ain't a whole lot of just pills and getting high or whatever. It's some hustling, listening. It's some shit in there. So I get it with Terrell saying you ain't gonna be able to bar for bar. Remember when the feeling was this, but these niggas just put out a whole lot of music and you got to try to decipher it. It is a different thing. So of the new kids, I think Lil Baby definitely is gonna have some legs and some consistency musically, to be honest.
See what we got? What we got? No.
I give it. No.
What we gotta
I
do.
told y'all the clause I give it. Y'all remember when Rich Gannon was the NFL MVP? Y'all remember that 1 year? Remember that shit? Everybody who fucking fall under this clause for me, it's the Rich Gannon clause. You know what that means? The field was limited. There was not enough going on. So Rich Gannon, by default, became the fucking league MVP, and we haven't heard from him since.
All right, so with that being said, now
Lil Baby is Rich fucking Gannon.
Nah,
okay.
dog. It's much harder now than it was in the 90s.
Now you just hit me with some shit now. Because last time I checked, right, a couple months ago, and we all might have been on here, Jay might have been on here, I said Drake is playing in the field, whereas though he don't got the same. I said the exact same thing about Drake, and y'all chewed me up.
You can't say the same thing about somebody who been rocking for 12 fucking years.
It's
12 years. It's 12 years. What are you talking about?
So when was the Rich Gannon
Drake
season?
has been rocking for 12 years. We didn't say Rich Gannon was a whole goddamn decade. Drake has been Drake for 12 years, bro. Why you forget that?
MVP 98, me.
No, I'm not talking about actual. Jordan, are you paying attention? I'm not talking about. I wasn't actually talking about Rich Gannon. He used Rich Gannon as an example, and he said,
"Why you say Drake?
Like, you're not listening to the because I said
Drake?
Right. Listen, bro.
He brought it up in terms of he's basically saying
you saying the only reason Lil Baby getting it off is because of a limited amount of competition, right?
Right.
How many albums has Hov dropped in the past 12 years?
So I
How
said,
many?
listen, listen, bro. I said not too long ago on this podcast, I said Drake is great, but can we not address the fact that there's a lack of competition? And y'all grinded me up. That's exactly what you just said. You said Lil Baby is getting it off, a Lil Baby nice now because there ain't nobody really doing it.
Why would you bring up Drake as a comparison? It's so weird. It's not the same.
Reason he just brought up Juvenile. The same thing. I'm still lost with that one.
Hey, why do we think it's a lack of competition? Why do we think it's a lack of competition?
But listen. I said that, and that's the whole key to the whole subject. I said that I feel like it's a lack of competition for Drake. I said that. Y'all grinded me up.
You came on here saying that people wasn't putting out music.
You just said,
COVID.
You just said, bro, that only reason that we think Lil Baby hot is because what?
You
say it again.
I said the field. That's what I said.
Right. Okay. So Drake is not in this field? So I can't say Drake. So you can say.
Are you saying Lil Baby and Drake in the same class?
No. What I'm saying is you're saying there's a lack of competition for Lil Baby. That's why we're liking Lil Baby. And I didn't say I didn't like Drake. I got a lot of Drake songs on my playlist. But what I'm saying is he don't got much competition. When I said that, y'all grinded me up. But you're saying that about Lil Baby.
You try to compare Drake to the 90s and Lil Baby this week. What are you talking about? Those two things I'm about to say.
Okay, hold on.
I'm still waiting for one of y'all to give me a hard ass Lil Baby song so I can go out here and listen.
Let's do
past
this.
some bullshit.
I can send you
what you gave me was trash.
Hey, let's do this. Why is it no competition?
I listen to everything. That's what you fail to realize. That's why I've been putting you on the Royce for a long time. That's why I'm putting you on the fucking joke.
So you heard the whole.
I listened to everything. I listened to this shit and I couldn't stomach it because it's whack.
The Drake with him and Meek is whack on Khaled album. The one with him and Meek is whack on Khaled album.
Here you go with this goddamn.
The one, hold on, no. The one, hold on. The one with Yo Gotti and him is whack. Right? The drink with him and Yo Moneybags is whack. They got a couple drinks that rock.
You mean Moneybag Yo?
Yeah, Moneybag Yo.
He didn't know what he was talking. Yo Moneybag.
You didn't know. You didn't know that I didn't know.
What makes you think I don't know?
Okay, what determines the competition right now? Because I'm trying to see why it's
let me tell you something, yo. You think I don't be paying attention, but you don't realize I do be paying attention.
Guess what?
You think I don't be paying attention.
You just caught up on your listen.
I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. You think I don't be paying attention?
I know you do.
Listen,
I know you don't. Know why?
What?
First of all, don't tell me what my problem is.
That's your problem. Are you about to tell me I'm just caught up on?
Don't tell me.
That's your problem. That shit don't work on. Hey yo,
my problem is cool. You better get it. Hey, cool.
You better get him.
2 hours and 1 minute.
Don't tell me what my problem is. So I tell you what my problem is.
I can't take this shit right now.
That's what your problem is. Don't tell me what my fucking problem is.
Somebody told Neve that when he was 4. He ain't never forget it.
Triggered ass. Go ahead, bro. You talking.
Who's talking? Who was?
No, you were.
I forgot.
Talking, dude.
I forgot.
Now,
I don't know what it is.
what's the competition?
He told me, listen, he told me I know what your problem. That's what your problem is. I lost all train of thought. Listen, look.
Hey, the key in this whole argument, the key in this whole thing is that we haven't even determined though what the competition level is and who's setting that bar. Because I think that's gonna help us solve all this equation right here.
Well, we know who sets the bar. It's very clear. It's not even a debate. I think we can all agree where the bar is. And
where's the bar right now?
Drake is the bar.
Drake is
but
the bar.
the way things are done now is different too. So it's like, you know, we talking about like we all acknowledge that before it was albums. Like right now it's like it's a whole different way of doing things. So it's even hard to compare
right now.
Yeah,
it's hard to compare.
And you were saying I just caught up on Joe's podcast. What you're saying?
That's what I'm about to say. I said, yo, you talking about some you think about it because bro, it took you forever to catch up, and that's important to you.
No,
Joe's podcast is important to you.
Well, it is, but one, I have a podcast that I do myself, and I don't like to be influenced by that podcast at all because it's a very influential podcast. So me listening to it on a delay beyond my own podcast where I want to have free thought-provoking thoughts away from some other type of biases was the reason that I delayed that. And then now I'm just like, I'm going to fucking catch up. So I'm caught up, but that's the reason behind that.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that.
Yeah.
You're right. Hey, cool. Tell them don't tell me that shit no more, cool.
That's funny.
Yo,
4th
of July gonna be lit because when you said it and when you started moving, I said, "Oh shit!"
Hey, yo, I ain't put my pants up though. Hey, yo,
you see how I'm gonna turn sideways in the chair? I'll be like,
"Hey, yo, that should remind me." Hey, yo, y'all remember on the Wayans Brothers, Sean used to be like, Marlon, you acting crazy. And then Marlon be like, Pop, tell Sean don't call me crazy before I start acting crazy. That's how that shit felt.
That shit funny.
Yeah, look, man, with all this stuff going on, man, you gotta laugh.
Oh, you gotta lighten some shit up, man.
You got to, man, because it's like, man, it's every time we turn around, it's like, it's something more. It's like, you know, man, it's like, I mean, I think people are being awakened and stuff like that, but it's like, it's still the same things going on. It's like, this stuff ain't stopping. You know what I'm saying? Like, we still, what's next? Like, next week are we going to go into, can we go into next week's podcast, which is episode 99? Episode 99 for us. Can we go into that without somebody being killed, without us having to talk about this? I hope that we go into episode 99 and not have to talk about somebody dying.
The answer is no. If we being truthful, I say no. Yeah.
Better dollar, yo. I got faith, yo. Better dollar, yo.
I don't.
We ain't gonna play that game. We ain't gonna play that game.
Yeah.
Huh?
I ain't got no.
All this stuff doesn't even be fresh. All this stuff be like 2 and 3 months rollouts because they've been suppressive videos, sometimes 2 years.
Yeah. It's a terrible, sad state of events. And like I said, I hadn't been watching the news, right? So, one, social media sometimes just gives you a feel and you just turn around and something happens. And I'm an administrator for my business, so like you got to be on there. I got to put these videos out, and like, it's just a lot. And then you show up, Rashard Brooks killed. You know what I'm saying, right? And I mean, the 911 call just came out, and you know, it's like, oh no, he ain't got a weapon. He's intoxicated. That cop was reaching for his fucking gun before he even turned the damn taser back. Like you.
Well, he knew he didn't have a gun because they checked him. You know what I'm saying? But like Cool said, everybody wakes up at different times, and I really feel like maybe I am because it's like right now I just turned the channel, but I've been on MSNBC like every day. That's my thing now. When we get up in the morning, if my wife downstairs, and we doing this together because she might be downstairs before me because she's starting to work, and we seeing what's going on in the world. And I was really a guy who, and I don't think going back to even the sports thing, I don't think sports coming back is going to change that for me. I think that now is not only for this podcast and just being informative, but just for my life and for my kids. Like I sat back here when all that stuff was going on, I pulled my daughters in the room. Yo, come here, come look at this. This is why I'm telling y'all to pay attention and look what was going on. And this is why I'm on y'all so hard. Because end of the day, you could be in that parking lot, and if you're not paying attention, you can get out of a car, you can walk across something in the midst of something going on, and that could be you on TV getting shot. You get what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what I'm going through. I'm going through a thing where it's like now I'm just like, you know, and like we been talking about this whole episode too. It's just growth and your family, and we getting older now. You know, I got to get these kids ready for the world. I can't wait till they get out here to get them ready. You know what I mean? I got to start now and let them see, like, look, this is what's going on. You see this? The black people are dying. You know what I'm saying? And my daughter, like, Larry, go to a school she's like the one or two black kids in her class. So how she's growing up and what she has to deal with and what she's going to have to go through as a black girl, they're not going to be able to relate to you because they're not going to know, or that's not a part of their, you know, their growth. They don't have to. The things we have to build into our children, white kids don't have to be built into. So,
no.
You know. I had to get back serious one time, real quick. But it's episode 98, fellas.
Fucking 98.
98 in the books.
Jordan, you still there, Jordan? What the fuck did Jordan be doing?
Yeah, I'm still here.
He was doing some pull-ups.
That's what he's doing. Husky shit, eating peanut butter out the fucking jar. Listen, I guarantee there's a big jar of Jiffy right beside this nigga. That nigga on that whole gel routine. That nigga getting this winter body right. I'm gonna kill him in the winter.
Funny as shit. Winter body right.
All right, y'all. Y'all got anything else to put out? We good?
We good, man.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Shout out to the new listeners, man. I see y'all. You know, shout out to everybody who's giving feedback. We appreciate y'all. I hope we keep y'all ear. You know, we appreciate y'all. You know, guys, I love y'all. You know,
love y'all too, man.
For sure. Out here this week.
Love y'all, fellas.
But my shit on like 10%, bro. I don't know how much longer I got.
That shit power
what you need to do is go charge your phone.
No, I ain't on my phone, on my iPad. And listen,
you need to do is go charge your iPad.
You know, where else am I gotta? Hey, Jay, we gotta get you some headphones, Jay.
You need some headphones, bro.
You need some headphones.
All
right, bro. Go ahead and end it, bro.
Did you end the podcast?
Yeah, I told y'all niggas I love y'all motherfuckers. What else does this fucking do?
Oh, god damn, man. I love you too, man. Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here, nigga. Fuck out of here.